Alright, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment if you'd like. Chainsaw Man episode 3 is about a girl named Power who used to be the Blood Devil but now has joined with them. Makima thinks that she's not really cut out for devil hunting, but then Power tells her, wait a minute, I didn't kill that guy because I wanted to, he's the one who made me kill that devil. Then Denji tells her, no I didn't, stop fucking lying you bitch. But whatever, Denji's like, I don't really care if she's mad at me, as long as I can squeeze her jugs. Turns out to be that Makima likes dogs, and guess what? Power likes cats. And Power had a cat that got kidnapped, but Denji doesn't fucking care, honestly, until Power says, if you somehow get my cat back, I'll let you get a handful. And he says, yo, bet. But first you have to go and fill out paperwork, because Power can't be out past 5 o'clock. So they take the train to get to the town where the monster is, and while they're on there, she asks, are you even good at fighting? I know he's a loser and all, but is he even paying attention or is he just staring at the soccer balls? He tells her that he used to have a dog named Pochita and that he's not here now, but he still lives in his soul. He tells him, nah bro, that's cope. So Hayakawa is telling Makima that he doesn't believe that Denji is good enough. And why do you even want that guy to be working with us? She says it's because his name yells terror, hide, run. Because his name is Chainsaw Man. You wouldn't run away from someone called Coffee Man, right? But you would run away from someone who's called Car Man because cars kill people. So they're on their way to the house that the cats and the devil's at, and they're walking on the road to the house, and he says, wait a minute, if you go in, won't he use the cat against you? She's like, yeah, but I misspoke. Then Denji puts it together and tries to kill her with the axe, but she's faster and much stronger than he is. She knocks his head over with the hammer, and she drags his unconscious body all the way to the house where the demon's at. And she says, here it is, here's the body, now give me my cat back. But first, let me try some of this blood. He squeezes Denji so hard that his blood just drains out of his body. The blood drips into his mouth, and he's like, disgusting. He throws Denji away, and then he's like, I'm not giving the cat back. Then he swallows the cat, and then after a while, he swallows Power, surprisingly. Power tells her story about how her and the cat met. So one day, Power's in the woods naked, and she's killing a lot of things. And then she hears a meow. You can tell she feels bad for it, because she says, why don't we put a little meat on this bone before I eat it? So it's a little disturbing, because she starts milking a cow, and she feeds the milk to the cat. But then, after a while, you start noticing that the cow isn't really moving. It's because it's dead already. And one night, the cat and her start hanging out on top of a house roof, and out of nowhere, that bat demon takes the cat and says, you're the blood demon, so go get me some blood. And that's why she brought Denji here. Full circle. After the guy swallows the cat, the reason why she lets the bat demon take her is because she has nothing to live for anymore. But I guess that wasn't enough for the bat demon, so he goes over to the city and he's gonna go and eat the humans. But he didn't notice that Denji is on his foot. Denji's like, give me my tits back. But before he transforms to Chainsaw Man, he remembers one day when Pochita was missing, and he ran all over the city, into the forest, everywhere, but just couldn't find him. Until he goes back home, and Pochita's there crying. He remembers that he felt so relieved when he found his dog that he fell asleep holding him. Then he starts feeling bad for Power because he says, I wonder how she fell asleep without her cat. I know I couldn't do it. So now he transforms and a big ass chainsaw rips through his head. Then he slashes that fucker's wings and they both fall. But when they fall, it's kind of like in superhero movies where the teacher leaves barely and then they fall into the classroom. So then they have a whole on fight. He uses chainsaw and the guy's fist gets much bigger. Denji runs really quickly and slashes his fucking chest. Until the bad demon throws a huge car and Denji can barely lift it. But there's a person in there so he can't drop it, so he's really holding on. But luckily Denji grabs the car and chucks at the guy and it blows up in his face. That doesn't stop the guy. He somehow has a cannon in his mouth that he's been hiding. He sends Denji launching. But as usual, as you know, he says, I can't die here. I must keep going. I need to squeeze some stress balls. Then I feel relief because then he cuts the guy in half, jumps off, and an ocean full of blood starts spilling out of him. And just to be edgy, it starts raining blood. Then he takes the superhero pose, and then the episode ends. The question of the day is, do you guys like dogs or cats more? The two questions I have for this episode are, is Pochita really dead or is he going to come back to life? The second one is, when Power inevitably comes back to life, will she be part of his team or will she be kicked out? Honestly, I doubt it because soccer balls. Alright guys, that's it. Peace.